Started with my coach. He came up with the idea to maybe do this, to have a big challenge. And then he was like, I'm gonna give you the positives and the negatives, and then you have to choose yourself, because he was like, you have to believe in it yourself, otherwise it's never gonna work. So it was his idea, and then when I said, yes, I'm in for it, we made the plan how to do it. Reasons we chose to do it, it was because we thought it was a unique chance. We thought this is the time that I maybe can pull it off. And at this moment, at World or Olympic stage, I don't have a gold medal yet. So I think it's something I would like to achieve first before I try a double. It's pretty intense and hard. And I had like the luck that I didn't have to do the heats, of course. So I think it was once in a lifetime, but you never know for sure. But right now, I think it's once. Well, I think I showed that I'm still in shape, so that's something good. Of course, I'm a bit tired, but that's normal. Sometimes you're a bit tired at the end of the season, so I still feel good. I sleep a lot, and I think tomorrow is going to be a really nice race with also Delilah in it. So I'm excited to go out here. The crowd was amazing last year, also with Lea our last run, so I'm really excited to go out and put up a good race. During we were really going fast through the mix zone, go do your cool down, ice bed, and sleep a lot. And I think the last few days I still just moved almost every day to keep my body a bit like awake, and I just slept a lot and ate good and mostly just sleeping a lot. I think it's mostly flattering. I mean, she's one of the greatest of the Netherlands, and that my name is put next to her, it's amazing. But I mean, she's an even greater athlete for sure. I mean, she did 4 disciplines also. And yeah, I think it's just nice, and it doesn't bring too much pressure. It's just something really nice. And like I say, I'm not really sure I will do this ever again, but it's nice right now I'm being put next to her. Well, my technique over the hurdles is improving, but it still can be way better. So we're always working on that. And at the same time, I'm now pretty close to all the hurdles at the beginning. So maybe we will try to be able to do 1 step less, but we have to try to see if that's going to work. And I think my last part really got better this year, but now my first part is a bit slower. So I think it's always a puzzle, the 400 hurdles, and we're just trying to figure it out, what's the best way for me. But I think on every aspect of the hurdles I can still improve, so that's always nice. It would be amazing if she would do that, because she's a great athlete and she's running so fast over the hurdles. And I think it's a hard switch to go to the 4 flat, but I think she can do that for sure and also put up a really good time. So I would really like to see it. I'm mostly motivated by the hurdles. Also, like the way that she's running and how fast she's running. And the 4 flat, it's different because the hurdles is really my event and I like it the most. But yeah, of course it motivates you. Touch of gold or of orange?
Your safety pins.
Ah, yes. I think when I was 12, I raced a 60 meter and I forgot my pins. And I got golden pins from someone and I got half a second PB. So since then, I'm always wearing my golden pins. And here in Zurich and Lausanne, they always put in the silver ones and I get them out and put my own ones in. But I had a lot of lucky charms, but this is the only one left. So, but it works, so I'm happy with it. Just focusing on myself and on the things I can improve on the hurdles. And just, yeah, really being focused on that, because she's a great athlete and it motivates me for sure. So that's a good thing. But for the rest, I just have to work on my hurdles and how I want to put on my race and see how this 400 hurdle puzzle works out the best for me. And then I hope to get closer every time. Yes, of course. I mean, I run a lot of diamond leagues and it are my favorite meets. And it meant a lot last year that I could win this one. Well, not this one, but I have it at home close to me. And of course, I would like to add another one. I mean, it's the biggest meetings there are, and Zurich is a great meeting. So, yeah, I will for sure put up a fight to get another one.
What's your preferred, the meeting you prefer?
I prefer the most Stockholm, because, yeah, it was my first Diamond League win ever. Last year I ran 52 for the first time. Now again I ran the Diamond League record there. So, yeah, it's a special place for me.
Well, it definitely feels good to be able to, repeat on a world title, and I'm still trying to enjoy the moment and to, just have a great season. So I haven't really thought about, a record about who has, 6. But for me, 2023 is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. So when this season is finished, then I guess I go back and I continue to work, and I look forward to that accomplishment.
Good day, everybody. I think I have worked extremely hard this year because last year I think probably not advancing in the 200 made me mentally strong. I think last year took a toll on me in the 200 because 200 is actually one of my favorite events, not the 100. So for me not to be able to advance, I think that made me work extremely hard this year. I got stronger in the gym, and I think that paid off in me running 21.4.
I think this season I've learned a lot. It has been challenging, but I still managed to overcome that. I think overcoming my obstacles, I think that is my biggest motivation that keeps me going. And I think my expectation coming off last year, it was high and I was looking forward for this year, but I said to myself, the way how I want my story to be written is not how it is going, but I know whatever God have in store, He will put together the right timing. But I'm just staying patient, keep working. I always want to get my first world title, but I'm still working towards that. I don't want to be an Olympic baby, but I want that to be a part of my tally to be a defending world champs, and I'm working toward that, of course. But I'm really grateful, excited to achieve my first 100-meter medal, a bronze, and I think that I've never been happy, even though I didn't fully prepare for that, but I still managed to get that. The 200 was not the best, but I moved past that, and I think I'm having a good season so far. The fact that I'm adjusting to a new system, new coach, and everything. I'm still learning, of course. And I'm just hoping for the best tomorrow to have a good execution and just have fun the rest of the season.
As an athlete, you train and you prepare to compete, and you want to make sure that you are racing on the ideal situation. You want to have that pressure to see how you manage under that pressure. And I think when you're in a race that is competitive, like the one that's going to be tomorrow, then you kind of know where you're at and what your true potential is. So for me, I'm always grateful to be able to have competition and good competition, because it means you can't take anything for granted and you just have to show up and compete, and the best person wins on the day.
I love having competition, especially with sprinters. I think they are beasts on the track. Well, they are beasts on the track, and I think I enjoy competing with them because they bring out the best in each other, and I believe that tomorrow will be great, despite who win. But on the day of competition, hard working, you will definitely have to run your own race. Despite there is competition, run your own race, and it will be good tomorrow.
Yes, for me, I like the competition. It does bring the best one on the top, Even at practice, I like to challenge myself with the boys. I ran 10.5, so I want to see how quickly I can get to a 30 or 60 with a boy. So I think when I do that, lines up with the girls, I think you try to get that execution that you want. You don't want to not have that same focus. But I think for me, I like the high-level competition. It gets you fast times, of course, and to see how well you execute in that race. Normally, when you run a race, when you're the only person in that race, you don't get the best execution because you're probably just racing by yourself with the clock. But when you're in a high-level race, you probably see how well you can execute in that race, how you control pressure, and all of that. So I love that.
So I actually went back home. My son celebrated his 5th birthday on the 7th, and I actually missed that. And then my husband celebrated his 40th. So we actually spent some time in Miami and, kind of turn up a bit, had a little bit too much to drink and forgot that, I still had competition. But yeah, so I definitely got some time to spend with my family and got some work done and some well-needed rest. And I came back here. So, yeah, pretty much when I started the season, I ran 10.6 in Kenya, and I was shocked because I was like, all right, and I traveled all the way from Kingston. I was a bit tired, but then, my execution was good. And then I realized that for me, the key to running fast and, having consistent times is making sure that I practice my technique. And then to be able to have, that consistency is definitely wonderful, and it shows that, your hard work and, staying true to your technique actually works. And I think for me, a perfect race, I don't think a perfect race exists because of being a sprinter, really. There's always something, but for me, I want to have one of those races that everything works together, or something that doesn't work, I'm able to counter that maybe at 60 or 70. So for me, I definitely think that watching the races and having my coach telling me what's happening, if I'm able to fix or tweak like a few things, I'm definitely will be able to run faster than 10.6.
I prepare for every track meet like I'm going to try and break the world record. So, for my first race, I'm, probably fixing a few things, but I'm still going to be giving my all. I'm not going to go into any race with any intention less than giving my best. It all depends on, how good training has been going. Fortunately, it's been going extremely well, and I'm super excited about tomorrow. In terms of the weather, I've been checking my weather app. It's been looking good. We'll see if the wind is on my side. And to be honest, it looks like it could be a very great day to run. So I want a PR. Let's see if the wind lets me.
Well, the surprise for tomorrow is probably just winning the race, not really focusing on the time, just going out there and handling business and do what I got to do to bring out the win.
Well, the track as a whole is very fast. Before a few weeks ago, I used to hold my PR of 19.50. In terms of the turn, everybody really likes the turn here. I have mixed feelings about it. It's a very tight turn. That's how I feel. Just because it's more of very much of an oval, which doesn't make it a good or bad thing. It just is what it is. But the connection between the straightaway and the turn, that's the thing that I'm the most, aware of. And it just like the turn, it's tight. So you have to make quick adjustments. It's not something that you can kind of ease into. You have to be ready for it. Luckily, I've been here since last Wednesday. So I've had a lot of practice on that intersection. So I think I have a pretty good handle of it. So I am now on my Europe tour, and that means that I bounce from hotel to hotel. And my coach had to go to European Championships in Munich because we have quite a few teammates that were there. Gina Lukenkemper, Jasmine Sawyers, Michael Weibo, all there to compete. And, instead of coming to Lausanne and being here for 2 weeks, I was like, I want to go. I want to go cheer on my teammates, watch track and field, be able to enjoy major championships. The last major championships I'm going to, I only get to compete at. That means you don't get to watch. And I'm a huge fan of track, so I like to watch track and field. So when I get the opportunity, I'm going to jump on it. And I was only there for about 3 days, so I was there from Monday through Wednesday. But I did get to catch Gina, get her a huge win, and we were super excited about all that. And the rest I just watched from the hotel. But it was a very good. It was a great track meet for the Pure Athletics group, and being able to cheer on your teammates. That's a great feeling.
I think it's really that hard to get focused and get ready for like another big race. Like every one of my races, I take it like it's my last, and I run everyone to my full capability. So, and just like the mental part of it, I don't really know. I just keep running. Obviously, this is my first time over here. I'm excited to be here. I went to a couple meets before this, and everything has been going smooth. I know them guys are going to be there at the meet to push me to run my best, and I'm ready for it.
2020, coming out of COVID, and 2021, everybody's gearing up towards the games. As many people know, 2021 was a very rough year for me. A lot of outside and inside things in track became an issue, just a lot of load. So I wanted to end my season, and I remember my coach, my agent, my mom, and my therapist all had to basically like really get me in the right headset to even show up to Prefontaine after the Olympics. I was not going to show up and probably to the last few days before, they made their decision of who the final people were going to be. And the only reason I showed up is because I definitely had a vengeance to beat everybody who beat me at the Olympics. But even after then, I was just drained emotionally because of how much I had to go through. And this year, it was very different. Already coming off of that high from Prefontaine, I was extremely motivated to go into this season. I wanted to, make this my best year ever. That was kind of what me and my coach would always say to each other. This year was going to be our best year ever. Excuse me. Going forward from that, we knew that even after World Championships, we were going to run because, I didn't get to use basically the status of being a world championship from 2019 because 2020 happened. So I never got to throw around the weight that I was the previous world champion. So I was determined to be able to throw that around this year. I also just coming out here to have fun. That was something that I didn't get to have in 2019 because the World Championships was so late. We ended it in October, and the season was over. So I didn't get to go out to track meets after that and, just go on, kind of a victory parade. And that's kind of what I see this as. It's a victory parade. It's a happy moment that I get to go around and run in some of my favorite track meets and see my, favorite tracks and just see what happens. Of course, I'm keeping myself in shape. Been seeing some signs in practice that show me that I can run even faster, and I'm really just saying, okay, let's hone in and let's see if we can drop a bomb somewhere in one of these races. And if we don't, who cares? We already won the medal. So that was all that really mattered for the season. And now it's just about having fun, and that makes it a lot easier to just keep going to every race and say, yeah, let's run another one.
Noah, are you tired of the comparisons with Usain Bolt and?
Yes.
All right, cool. Or does that motivate you?
I'm very tired of it. Just
cool.
The fact that you called my name Noah means that my name is not Usain Bolt, which means that I don't need to be compared to somebody who's not me. It's nice and all, but my journey is completely different from his. By this age, he had 2 world records. I'm still fighting to get my first. That's just the journey that I'm on. I'm very pleased with what I've done. I'm very pleased with, how my journey has been going because, what I have to go through is something that I individually will have to go and seek out and go through my trials and tribulations. And I'm sure that he had his, and that Ariane will have his, and that Kenny Benerick will have his, and Carl Lewis and Michael Johnson, they all had theirs. And that's what makes us all individually different, but at the same time, great.
I mean, I'm kind of tired of it, but I know it's going to come since I'm so young. I broke both, the under 18 and the under 20, so after a while, I just dealt with it and just took it because everywhere I go, they just keep saying the next Usain Bolt this, next Usain Bolt that, and every time I say I'm not, they just keep bringing it on, so I just end up just kind of dealing with it.
In terms of Fraser Price's season, I've been very vocal with my brother that, I heard that she said that she wanted to break the world record this year, and I'm like, yeah, I could see that. Like, consistently dropping 10 seconds or 10.6, like almost every race. And that's very scary because anytime you see somebody run a time almost the exact same time very consistently every race, that means that they're about to make a huge drop. And it's happened for me in the 2018 season. I ran nothing but 19.6 almost every race, and I dropped it down to 19.5. This year I was, just playing around in the area of 19.6, 19.7, and then all of a sudden I just make that huge drop to 19.3. I think when Elaine last in 2021, you just saw her playing around with that 10.6, 10.7 area, and then all of a sudden she just dropped it to 10.5. And it's like that wasn't out of nowhere. That was consistently running the same pattern And then when her body was ready and the wind was ready and the day was good, she was ready to go. So I'm really just waiting for Shelly to have that moment where her body's ready, the day is right, the crowd is there, the wind is perfect, and I'm not going to be shocked when that world record pops up, or it's right next to it, or maybe way ahead of it.
Oh my God. Thank you for being here. You two with your beautiful hats, and
Mine is better, actually.
I think
My best memories from Lausanne. I will tell you one thing, actually. In 2012, after the London Olympics, that year for me started really terrible with a lot of back problems, or even the Olympics was not really 100% sure that I'm going to compete. But anyway, went, got the bronze, was so happy. For me, it felt like a gold after everything that I've been through. And I said to my coach, listen, that's it. We finished the season. I'm going home. I need to recover. I need to celebrate. And he convinced me, no, we need to go to Lausanne. It's the last. You can do this one. Then it's up to you. I said, no, coach, I'm tired. Like, no, you try it. You can do it. I said, okay, I do it for you. So we flew to Lausanne. I remember when I came back here, came to the hotel. They gave me some pack of nice Swiss chocolate. Just before I go to the stadium, I eat the whole pack. I went to the stadium. I jumped 239, who was like meet record, Asian record, personal best. And I was like, wow, I didn't expect that. So, and I did that from a short approach at the time. So I said to coach, I love it, and thank you for letting me coming here. So I'm coming here next time. So I think 1 or 2 years later, I came back to Lausanne. They didn't give me the chocolate, but I went to the store. I bought the same chocolate. I'm like, yeah, that chocolate, that's why you jump high. Yeah. I ate the same chocolate. I went to the competition, I jumped bad. Oh. So I figured out it wasn't the chocolate.
Yeah, so both of us had passed through a very difficult moment. We had the same injury, and we tried both to help each other to come back from that with the words and just to stay there for the others. And in my story, I just learned to in life, even if you have 1% to reach your goal, your dream, and you are the only one who believes that is possible, you have to go for it. Because if you are the one who believes it's possible, that's enough. You don't need everybody to believe in it. And it's even more cool, nice, good to show people that you can do something that they didn't expect to. So for me, until Tokyo, I believed that dream, even if it was almost impossible, it was possible somehow. And I tried to go until the end with that 1%, and it's worth it. I'm gonna start?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm always first, you know. Just in high jump, I'm not. By the way, yeah, actually we're really big friends even out of the track, and it will be in my wedding next week. So I've been in his wedding 2 years ago. 2 years? Yeah. Year old. And
welcome.
And we try to spend some time together. Of course, before competition is difficult because we both very focused on the competition. We don't go around and visit things, even if we would like to, because we try to save our energy for the competition, try to be focused. We're not, of course, in vacation year. It's our job, and we want to perform as best as we can. So we wish to do a boat trip, but it's not the moment, I think. It will come the time. Yeah, it would be nice though. But yeah, as you say, we are really friends also out of the track. We try to keep in touch during the week. Many times we have a video call, and we speak about everything. So that's just the truth.
Well, it's just boring stuff. To give them the truth. It's not like we're going to talk about something cool or 2 Olympic champions chatting about sport. We talk about dumb things that you don't want to hear. So
most of the time about food, actually.
Yeah, so it's pretty much boring. And you still, have you improved your checkers game?
Actually, I have a video where he lost.
Yeah.
And yeah.
If you beat him 10 times, then you have one video, you're going to talk about this for the rest of his life.
I will not reply on it.
That's how life goes sometimes.
You know the truth.
Yeah, you will get mature. You're getting married soon, so calm down. Yeah, so we cannot do the boat trip
because...
I
will challenge you. Tonight we do a checkers game, and then you all know we will post a picture who will win, okay? Deal?
You can fake it, Photoshop.
Yeah. Actually, it was very important because when you come back from an Olympic gold medal, everybody expects something from you. They don't know what is going on inside you. How much did you suffer for that gold medal? How much did you sacrifice for that? And how much you are like happy just to think you have done it. But as soon as you go back to the new season, as soon as the new season starts, you know that you have to show something that is not finished. The job is not finished. So I started with many, many problems this year, and I arrived in Eugene with this leg problem. I couldn't perform as I wish, but in the end, I'm very happy with my achievement, even if it's not a medal. A jump of 2:33 in that condition, in my opinion, is really a good thing. And going back to Italy, I thought, okay, this is a good start. Now I can improve. But as soon as I landed, I find out I was with the COVID, and it's been very tough. You know, you saw me in Monaco, in Monte Carlo, how much it was hard to get back in a shape. So it's mean a lot to me. And when I saw in the final it was raining, I say myself, that's not possible. It's like somebody is like trying to stop me somehow. But then I remember very well when the warm-up finished, I was really sad and not scary, but how can you say? I didn't know how it could end. I was feeling good, but I was scary of the rain because I know that I'm not a rain jumper at all. And my girlfriend saw my face and she told me, "Hey, the competition didn't start yet. Why are you so sad?" I said, "You're right. I can still do something." And it changed me like this. I can still do my thing. And I was positive and confident, and in the end it worked out. So for me it's very important because it showed me and people that I'm not done with the Olympics. I can still say something.
Thank you. I'm not going to say that I planned it, but I mean I enjoy running fast and trying to see how fast I can go. And I also think I think it's a good thing showing people what I'm capable of, and if I can do that and also have a good race and make it exciting and everything, I think that's a lot of fun. And I've been a runner my whole life, so of course this is what I love to do, but also what I know how to do. And I enjoy running and I enjoy racing, so for me it's a lot of fun choosing different tactics and trying out different strategies, mostly because it's a lot of fun, but of course at the end of the day for me it's mostly about trying to win. So of course I'm going to try the easiest option first, but then if you're going to try to win multiple events or multiple races at a time, then you can maybe try to do something different. But of course I'm always looking to optimize my chances of success and trying to do as well as I can. For tomorrow I'm going to try to do the best out of the circumstances. So of course if the conditions are good and I feel good, then you could try to run fast, but I think everybody's looking for a good race and just getting a good competition going into the final in Zurich. But so just looking to have fun and try to get a good race. And for training, it's mostly training with myself and my two brothers, Henrik and Philip. Yes, of course I love what I do, and one of the things that I like is to try to do as much as possible. And of course that's mainly directed to the organizers. They have to make it possible because, of course, in some events it's a very high level and difficult to do well in only one event, so you can't necessarily make it any worse for yourself. But now in Munich, there was a good chance for me to do triple, but of course I weren't able to get the qualification standard in the 10K. But if I had that, then I'd probably go for the 10K on Sunday. But I got COVID when I was supposed to race the 10K, so of course I couldn't put that into the plan for the summer. A pretty good distance from me to a world record at the moment. It's only a couple of seconds, but it's a long distance, and of course I'm going to try to improve as much as I can, and of course, we will see in the future how fast I can go and if I can get close to a record.
On what distance? What would you prefer?
Hoping most of them.